Today we will be talking about what happened during the 7 Year War.
The British and French did not like each other for many reasons. A major one was they both wanted to control the entirety of North America and its resources without the other being involved. First, we will be going through what caused the war and the major events, and then we will talk about the long lasting consequences.
In 1753, the French built a fort in Ohio Valley to strengthen their claim of the area, which severely enraged the British. So the governor of Virginia, previously a British colony, sent George Washington to go ambush the French.
Washington and his men quickly defeated the small number of French troops defending the fort, but they were ambushed by a larger French army. This caused the French to fear an all-out war, so they sent Commander Montcalm along with a massive number of troops to what is currently known as Canada to defend their citizens from the British.
The French government predictions were right, as in May of 1756, Britain officially declared war on France. This is the start of what we currently know as the 7 Years' War.
France wanted to keep the British away from the French-Canadian settlements, so they captured Fort Oswego on Lake Ontario to gain control of the area surrounding the Great Lakes.
In 1757, the British Fort William Henry on Lake George got captured by the French. So in retaliation, the British leader sent 20,000 men to go block French ports to stop the French from arriving in Canada. The French enlisted the help of the indigenous to help keep the British away from other important French colonies.
By 1758, the British sent many troops to Canada, which severely overwhelmed the French. They led an army of 15,000 men to Fort Carillon, but they got severely defeated by Montcalm, who only had 3,800 men.
The British finally led a successful attack on Louisburg, which granted entry for their naval ships through the St. Lawrence River.
In August, the British destroyed Fort Frontenac, a French trading fort in Kingston, Ontario. This made the French allies in Ohio betray them and join the British, forcing the French to also abandon Fort Duquesne.
In 1759, two British armies went to Fort Niagara and took it, and James Wolfe brought 9,000 soldiers to Quebec.
During the summer, Wolfe tried to bait the French into the open by attacking settlements, including Quebec, but the French resisted. On September 13th of 1759, the British launched a surprise attack on Quebec City using the darkness of the night to their advantage.
The French gathered an army of 4,500 men to confront the British at the Battle of the Plains of Abraham starts.
Despite the French having a larger number of soldiers, they were forced to retreat. Both Montcalm and Wolfe died in the battle, and after a few days, Quebec surrendered to the British.
In April of 1760, the French, led by General Lévis, launched a counterattack on St. Foy to attempt to get Quebec back. He tried to take control before the British could send reinforcements, but it was too late.
As soon as James Murray heard about what was happening, he recalled all his men from St. Foy and Loretti, but only 3,400 of them showed up. However, the British had 22 guns of artillery, and Murray placed them on the high ground.
The first of the French troops came out from the woods, and Murray planned to do a surprise attack, but he made a major blunder as he put his men in the crossfire, making him unable to use his artillery.
But the attack caught the French off guard, which led to many casualties for them.
French reinforcements arrived, forcing the British to regroup. They fought for 3 more hours before the British retreated to Quebec.
The French won the battle, but the war isn't over. Davy ordered a siege on Quebec and concentrated all of his artillery in one area. But due to a lack of power, they couldn't break through the defenses. Soon after, the British Navy came to the rescue, forcing Lévis to leave the city and retreat to Montreal.
The Seven Nations, an indigenous ally of the French, negotiated a treaty with the British called the Treaty of Oswegatchie. The terms of the treaty were the indigenous would remain neutral until the end of the war, and after the war, to not be treated as enemies. They would have free use of the Catholic region, and they would protect their control of their land. Later in August, the British signed this treaty.
In September 1760, the governor of New France, Vaudreuil, and British officer Geoffrey Amherst were negotiating the terms of surrendering Montreal. But Amherst also wanted New France. Vaudreuil was unsure and wanted more time to think about this.
Then, 2 days later, Vaudreuil signed the capitulation, and Montreal and New France were officially part of Britain.
On February 10th, 1763, the Treaty of Paris was signed and the 7 Years' War was officially over.